Hello, I'm Paul Maxfield, the Executive Director of Children of Promise, and it's my pleasure today to be able to interview April Macariola of the Philippines. April was a sponsored child in the Grace Family Helper Project in Manila. She's now finished the program, she's finished her education, and she is working out in the business world. And so, April, I want to welcome you and thank you for allowing us to get a look into your life and to find
Mhm.
out how sponsorship has affected you. How are you today?
I'm good, sir. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. Uh, I want to thank you for fitting us into your schedule. Um, I know you're busy, and with a 12-hour difference, it's
hmm
been interesting to find a time when when we can do this. So I'm so glad to talk with you. Um, April, how old were you when you were first sponsored with Children of Promise?
I think I was about 6 to 7. It was during my elementary days.
Okay. And do you remember the day that you were sponsored? I'm just curious.
What I can remember is it was I was able to receive basic needs during my school. I
Hmm.
received school supplies, uniforms, shoes as well.
Hmm.
And during Christmas also, I also received some gifts from my sponsors.
Okay. So you were pretty young. You don't really remember the exact moment. Is that
Yes,
right?
actually,
Yeah.
yes.
Sure.
I only remember the
Sure.
gifts.
Sure. Of course, as any child would, right? Um,
Yes.
uh, in talking with some of the other young adults that were sponsored as young children, we found too that um, at that very young age, you know that something has happened that's supposed to be really wonderful, but you don't really understand the impact that it's going to have on your life over time.
Mm.
You're just so young that it just you don't quite understand all of that yet. But can you tell us briefly? We'll talk a little bit later about what you're doing right now. But can you tell us briefly? What sort of impact has sponsorship had on your life as you look back over your experience?
I think looking back, I think it has opened my eyes that the Lord has never forsaken us, that they used people to help others, that they
Hmm.
showed us, that God showed me of His greatness. And it also opened my eyes to be a blessing to others.
Hmm. Great. Thank you. What a what a gratifying response that is. That not only were you able to receive education and food and health care, but that spiritual benefit is so
Yes.
so very important. And you know, as you look back at those various benefits that I just mentioned, food, schooling, healthcare, spiritual, is there one of those benefits that you would say, um, you could, you've mentioned the spiritual already, and maybe that is the answer. I'm just wondering, is there one of those benefits that you feel has propelled you in your life more than any of the others?
Yes, sir.
Which benefit would that be?
It has grown me to it has grown my spiritual life. It has opened me it has introduced me to God, to have a relationship with Him. Actually, I was also part of the spiritual, or to the I was also part of the worship service of the
Hmm.
church.
Hmm.
I play the keyboards in the worship service, and also it helped me in my education.
Yeah. Well, speaking of education, tell us a little bit about uh, your education. I know, through the program, you finished primary school and you finished secondary school. What happened after that?
After that, I go to college, of course, and also with this sponsorship, I was able to finish a 4 year course in business and with a major in marketing. And now I am working through that education. It has been helpful to me.
Okay. And can you tell me a little bit about your position right now? What is it exactly that you're doing?
Currently, I'm working in BPO company as a call center agent. We're doing some background check to American applicants, actually.
Okay, so you're actually working more in the HR department. Is that
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Um, in looking back at your experience and drawing from that, what would you say to someone that was thinking about sponsoring a child, but they hadn't really made up their mind yet? What would you say to
I-
them?
I'd say to them that they should sponsor because there are really a lot of kids that needs help. And
Uh-huh.
if they have the mean, then they should help. They should share their blessings, God's blessings.
Okay. Um, April, have you ever met your sponsors?
No, actually.
No. Have you ever received a letter from your sponsor?
I still remember receiving cards and letters from them.
Okay. Did you ever receive a photo?
Photo, I cannot
No.
remember.
No. So you don't have a picture in your mind of your
Yes.
sponsor. Okay. Uh, well, let's pretend for a moment that they're sitting here with me on the other side of the camera, and you have the opportunity. This is your one opportunity to
Hmm.
say anything you'd like to say to them regarding their role in your life or their involvement in your life. What would you say to them? What would you say?
Uh, of course, I'd say thank you. Thank you with all my heart. Thank you for their love that inspired me to achieve what I have attained today. Thank you. God bless you more.
Okay, great. I think one of the things that really thrills me, April, as I talk with you, is the fact that you recognize the spiritual impact of the program. Um, what's your involvement presently? Are you involved in one of the churches? Do you live in Manila? Are you able to be involved in Manila, or do you live in another part of the country, or what? Tell me about that.
After my work in Dubai, since I attended some church there, right now I'm currently attending another group, but I am involved when it comes to attending them regularly,
Hmm.
and that helps me with my everyday life, and it sustains my spiritual life as well.
Good. Hey, tell me a little bit about your Dubai experience.
Ah,
You went abroad
yes,
for, was it 3 years you were there? Is that
yes, sir.
right?
It's a one contract, 3-year contract.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about what you did there?
I do sales because here in the Philippines, before going to Dubai, I was a manager in Abinson. It's one of the biggest retail appliances here in the Philippines. So when I applied for Dubai, I also worked in Samsung, Hitachi companies. So more or less the same as what I am doing here in the Philippines, doing sales to people, frontliners in the stores.
Uh, wow. So was that a good experience, or
It is
was it?
because you're be able to deal with different nationalities because in Dubai, multiple nations there. So it's a great experience.
Good. But you came back to the Philippines,
Hmm.
and that's where you're living presently. Are you living with your family? Are you married? Are you living alone? What's your
I'm
life?
still I'm still single here in Manila. My relatives are still in province,
Uh
but
huh.
I go there every month
Uh huh.
to,
To see
of
them.
course, to be with them.
Sure.
Yes,
Wow,
because I
wonderful.
have to work.
Oh, April, it's been such a pleasure. I can't tell you the thrill it is to talk with you and others like you that we've seen grow from little kids, just little kids running around and going to school, to productive adults that are contributing to their communities, to their churches, to the very life and fabric of their countries. And so I just want you to know that we are so very proud of you, April.
Thank you.
From
Thank you.
all of us at Children of Promise, we're proud of you, and I also want to thank you for letting us be a part of your life and letting the program um, participate in what God wanted to do in your life. So thank you so much.
Thank you as well, sir. Thank you so much for the program.
You're welcome. Well, I'm going to have to sign off now. So I'll say goodbye. This is my hand someplace waving to you. And I know you're there with Dr. Feli Varai, the Executive Director of Grace Family Helper Project in the Philippines. So, Feli, thank you for joining us and for allowing April to share her story. And
Oh, it's a pleasure. My
and
pleasure.
so
And I thank
we'll
you also for giving this kind of activity that we're doing.
you're very welcome. We're enjoying it. So I'll sign off now. And April, the very best to you. God's blessings on your life. And I just pray that God will use you and your experience for the benefit of many others.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. God bless you. Bye bye.
That's it. Goodbye.